Hey guys, I'm going to solve this outsourcing problem from the chapter. It's the try it problem, question 11 and 12. Basically, the problem wants to know whether we should continue to bake our own cakes at these costs or whether we should buy the cakes from an outside source. So the important information here is these costs, which we're going to compare to the cost to buy, the price here, and this line right here says fixed costs are primarily depreciation on kitchen equipment such as ovens and mixers. Grimm expects to retain the equipment. So they said they want to retain the equipment regardless of whether they bake the cakes themselves or they buy them from an outside source. So let's just compare the costs and then compare the total for each one, and whichever one is cheaper, and that's the decision we'll go with. So the direct materials are $500 to make the cake, $1,000 in direct labor, $1,000 direct labor, $200 in variable manufacturing overhead, $1,200 fixed overhead. So the total cost, if you make them yourself, is $2,900. Now, if you buy them, you have no direct material cost, you have no direct labor cost, you have no variable manufacturing cost. However, they said they want to keep the ovens and mixers regardless of whether they bake the cake themselves or they buy them from an outside source. So that depreciation is still going to be there. So we have to add that in. And then the purchase price, if you bake them yourself, there's no purchase price. Obviously, you're making them yourself. But if you purchase them from an outside source, they said the cakes cost $25 each. $25 times 100 cakes, and that's $2,500. So we add that column up, and we can see here clearly the option to buy from an outside source is more expensive. It is $800 more expensive to buy them from an outside source than it would be to make them yourself. So in that case, we would choose to continue making the cakes ourselves. Okay, I have the solution here. I just took this solution from this website here. You can paste that into your browser, but for simplicity's sake, I just copy pasted it. And here they have all the costs except the $1,200. They didn't include the $1,200. They just $500, $1,200, $500, $1,200. Because these two cancel out, they're irrelevant, so they did not include them in the two comparisons. I put them in, even though they canceled out, just to demonstrate that they still exist in both cases. However, you'll notice the difference between their two numbers is $800, and the difference between mine is $800 as well. So the answer is correct, and the conclusion is the same. So it says Grimm should continue to make the cakes. Outsourcing will decrease profit by $800, and that's what we got. And then the last question is asking about qualitative factors. If you decide to outsource, what are some qualitative factors? Will the purchased cakes taste as good, as fresh? Will there be delivery issues? And all those are non-money issues. Those are all qualitative, talking about the quality of the product rather than the price. And those are some things that you would have to consider if you decided to outsource. So that's the solution to the try it problem. Hopefully we get one of these on the test because they're pretty simple to solve. And I hope this helped you guys. Good luck on the test.